Hi everyone, welcome to Friday Fun. Today's topic, we're going to talk about pillbugs, or you probably call them roly-polies. Those are the little tiny bugs that crawl in the ground and they live in the dark, damp leaf litter. Now in my container here, I have some stuff from my garden at home. And there's some little roly-polies in here, and you'll notice that most of them are already rolled up because overnight, I got this yesterday, and overnight it dried up and they would like it to be more moist. So I am going to give them some moisture and they're going to be really, really happy about that. And they're going to be so happy about the moisture and they're going to all wake up because they breathe through gills like fish. They don't have lungs or other kind of breathing. They have, and they don't live underwater, so they need to stay moist. They're starting to get more active. They're like, oh, thank goodness. Also, they're becoming a little more active because they're out in the daylight and they're going to try to find places to tuck themselves in and find little places to hide. This one on this edge, he took a little leaf with him. He's got his own little shelter right on his back. I don't know if he did that on purpose, but that's pretty fun. So when you're looking at home, you can look under a flower pot, or the place that I find the roly-polies are under the dead leaves that are close to the wall or the cement. And that's really important too because they are looking for a little bit of stone or a little bit of cement to help their digestion. Let's take one out and have a closer look. Let me find one that's maybe a little bit bigger. Who would be a good choice? So naturally, they're usually like a dark gray color. Sometimes they're going to look a bit lighter in different colors, and that has to do with how old they are, and sometimes it has to do a little bit with the camouflage. But their bodies are rounded. They have two antennas. You can see his antennas are working very hard to find a nice place to hide from the sun. And all those legs underneath, and all those plates of armor. He has a hard shell on top, but because each of those shells is a separate plate, that's why he can still roll up. Now, the pillbug has 14 legs, so we know that it's not an insect because it has so many legs. Oops, he's stuck on me. I thought I could get him to turn over. There you go. And you see those two little white spots in the back? Those little white spots in the back are his gills, and that's how he breathes. Oh, he got himself turned over again. That was good. So he's looking around for a nice place to hide because generally they're more active at night. They do their feeding and all that during the evening so that they just kind of hang out and rest during the daytime. So this is a pillbug, or you might call it a roly-poly. 14 legs. Every section, except for the head, has 2 legs attached, one on each side. And that's how you can get 7 sections and 14 legs. There's our pillbug. We are located today in the middle of the marsh, but over toward the corner where the car wash is and Target is right behind us. So if you look on that side, you have Sepulveda, and straight to the corner, that way is the car wash. So we're way on the corner, and that's where the water is the deepest. And actually, since we were here last week, some of the water has already dried back a little bit. Some of it might be seeping into the ground, some of it might be evaporating. But we need some more rain so that we can fill the marsh even more. And you might have seen behind me, there's some ducks and some animals in the water, and they're just enjoying the lovely marsh. So today I thought, how can I make a pillbug more interesting? I wanted to do a class about pillbugs, but I wanted to make it more interesting because you're not here to handle them with me. So I thought, why don't we do some experiments? And that would be fun. So we know pillbugs are what we call ectothermic. Some people say cold-blooded. It means that they are the same temperature as what's their surrounding. So probably likes being on my hand a little bit warmer. They like to be a little bit warmer. But as it gets very cold, then they sort of just kind of can't move very fast. They go slow down quite a bit. And when it's warmer, they can be a little bit faster. So I'm going to take a few of them in my hand, grab some more, and see if we can't put them here in the pie plate that I have right next to me. Let me see. Here's some more. Oops. Now, what we're going to do is underneath my pie plate, I have 2 packages. One of them is warm because I put it in the microwave, and one of them is cold because it came out of the freezer. We're going to put them in, and we're going to see if they prefer the warm side or the cold side. Miss Susan's giving me a rock so the thing doesn't tip over. So if I put them in, this is the warm side, and I can feel it with my fingers. It feels warm, but not hot. Oops. And this is the cold side. So I'm going to put them sort of in the middle. What side do you think they're going to go to? Do you think they'd rather be cold or they'd rather be warm? Let's see. Let's see. Everybody in the pan. Now they're all upside down. Flip yourselves over. There's not a lot for them to walk on. This is sort of a slippery thing. Okay. So they're going to explore a little bit. There you go. Get yourself flipped over. You too. Come on. Flip it over. Well, when I touch them, they use their defense of rolling into a ball because that helps them protect themselves from somebody biting into them because that's their armor. That's their protection, their hard coating. Also, sometimes they roll into a ball when it's very dry to keep their moisture inside. Now, they're walking all over the place. Now, remember, this is the warm side and this is the cold side. So right now we have 3 of them on the warm side. Now we got 2 on each side. Oops, and 1 on top of the rock. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this over top and give them the shadow. So we're not going to look at them for a minute. They're going to have nice shadow, and let's see if they decide which side to choose. We'll just give them a little time, and I'll talk about the Pillbugs and the Roly-polies. So we're going to look at some pictures, and these are called Pillbugs because they roll up into the shape of a round pill, or Roly-polies. And they have a cousin, someone who's very similar but different. Oh, that's still a Pillbug. This is my other picture. Oh, he's being used. We'll talk about that in a minute. So when they get bigger, they start out as teeny little white, almost smaller than a little piece of dry rice. And then they molt on the very first day and they start to get color. But as they're older, they have to continue molting because they have hard armor and their body can't grow unless they get a bigger suit of armor. So for example, if your feet grow, you have to get bigger shoes because your shoes will not grow with your body. But with people and other animals, our bones grow from the inside, so we don't have to get a whole new shell on the outside. But these guys do. And they have an interesting way of doing it. They take off half first. They take off the back half, and then a day or 2 later, then they take off the front half. So if you find an empty white half of a shell, you'll know that you found a roly-poly that had molted, or at least you found the molt, the shell of the roly-poly. And then underneath, you can see that part of it in the front looks more damaged or dirty, and the one behind it is more clean and shiny with the new one. So he still has to take off the other one. Now, as far as finding what the molt looks like, let me look. I know I threw a couple in here yesterday. Let's see if we can find some half shells. Okay, this one looks like a whole shell. If you find a white one that's a whole shell, this one died. Now, did it die of old age? Did it die of being sick? Or did it die of being eaten by a sow bug killer spider? There's different ways a pillbug can die. Let's see if we can find one that's a half a shell. Oh, here we go. There's a part of a shell. Maybe part of the half broke off, but this would be like from a molt. You see it's empty inside. The pillbug came out, and there's what's left of the old shells that were on every little leg had its own suit of armor too. So you can look in your leaf litter and you can find some molts. The other thing you can look for is you can look for leaves that look like they're partly eaten. Pillbugs eat mostly dead leaves. They are our cleanup crew. Not only do they eat dead leaves, they also can eat poop. Oh my goodness, it's important that somebody does. Look at this beautiful leaf. This leaf, the veins are left, but they ate all the leaf material part, so it looks like a lace. Isn't that pretty? They scraped it off, right off the edge. And here's another one that isn't scraped quite so much. Now these are thicker leaves when they're green. These came from my lemon tree, I think. So it was a nice thick leaf that they had plenty to scrape off of. Pretty cool. Let's go and see about our hot and our cold. Let's see if our pillbugs made a decision if they like the hot or the cold. Are you ready to take the lid off? Here we go. Oh, they're on the cold side. That's a surprise to me, but they're still moving, and it's about the sunlight that got them going. So let's cover them up again, and we'll talk a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to do this. So the cousin I had referred to earlier is called the sow bug. And the sow bug can't roll up into a ball like a roly-poly, but he does look a lot like him, doesn't he? When he gets touched or afraid of something, then he will just turn over. He'll just flip over and not roll up. He can't roll up. And his legs kind of stick out to the edges, where the roly-poly legs stick more straight down. And where are we going to find these guys? They like to be hiding in bark or under leaf litter, places where it's kind of damp. So we may go later over to the nursery where it gets regular water because the baby plants, and we'll look and see if we can find some. I bet we can. All right, let's take one more look in here to see what side they're on. This is the cold side and this is the hot side. Let's see. Oh, they're kind of on both, aren't they? I'm surprised. I thought they would be more picky. Now, is there anybody hiding under the rock? Just one. Okay, we're going to take away our hot and our cold. We're going to try something else. You can see where the cold made a little spot on the container. Now we know that they like to be out in the nighttime much more than the daytime because they don't want to dry out, so they need to avoid the sun. So I'm going to put them in this little pie tin right here, and I've put a couple pieces of bark here in the pie tin. So we're going to put them over here in the sunnier side. We're going to let all of them here and see if they all run and hide in the wood. That's what I think they're going to do, but maybe there might be some just walking around. So let me go in my bucket here and get some pillbugs. I have a lot of them. They're in here walking around because there's plenty of places for them to hide in this bucket with all these dead leaves. There's a little bit of soil. There's all kinds of good stuff for them to hide here and things for them to eat too. Let me see, I can get as many as I can find out of here. There's a bigger one. And now I have a handful of pillbugs and a little bit of dirt that came with them. And I'm going to put them in the pan. Now they're going to have a little trouble tipping straight up, so I'm going to give them a helping hand. All right, everybody, oh, he's hanging on to a piece of leaf. That's not going to work. Get yourself off of that. There, you're right side up now. You are right side up now. Okay, one more. Over here, right side up, over here. Oh, don't come up the stick. All right, here we go. Oh, you got yourself flipped over again. Okay, so some of them went straight away in, and then some of the other ones are kind of just hanging out. Let's see. Let's have them look. This guy's coming out a little bit. He's over here exploring. And this guy just keeps tipping over. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to tip you. Here, tip over that guy. There you go. Oops, now another one just went in. One came out. And you just tipped your friend over. Let's go. There you go. Okay. Let's see them circle around and see where they stop. They're exploring their environment. They're saying, where should we be? We're going to go circling around and circling around. Oh, that guy's in the way. That's all right. I'll just walk right over him. They do that sometimes. They'll pile right up. That's partly how they can stay warm, too. He's struggling over here because it's a little slippery on this, and he is trying to get by, and he wants to get out, but he's got a little grip there. Oh, he's down. Oh, now he might go under. Going, oh, this under here is pretty good. Let's see if the rest of them are going to go under. And this guy keeps tipping over. He's so funny. There you go. Because I guess he's trying to climb up the edges, and then he gets tipped over when he loses his grip. Okay, looks like they're starting to sort of disappear, huh? We've lost a couple of them for sure, and I still see 4. This guy over here is just, I don't know what his thing is. He's covered in junk. Maybe he couldn't move too much because he has too much debris on him. Now he's got to get him moving. Oh my goodness, they are just disappearing quickly, aren't they? Once they find a nice shady hiding place, that's where they're going to stay. Where are we going to go? I can add one more to the mix. Oops, he rolled right under. All right. Now, if I pick up these 2 pieces of bark, what are we going to find? We're going to find our roly-polies hiding underneath. There they are. That's where they'd rather be in the daytime, hiding underneath. I'm a pillbug. They sure are. Hello. Do you know what this is? Do you know who I am? A ball? No, not a ball. I'm a pillbug, and this is how big I really am. But when you look at it that big, almost looks like a basketball, doesn't it? I live in the garden with my family. Our home is underneath this flower pot. Well, that's fun. Pillbugs like to live close to people. Do you know why? Shall I tell you? Look at them eating the leaves. At night, we leave our homes to eat. We eat lots of different things. Dead plants, dead bugs, leftover human food. We also eat pet food, newspapers, and cardboard because we eat all kinds of things. Some people call us the scavengers of nature. I'm going to call them the cleanup crew. Our appetite is huge. We can eat leaves as big as this. And as soon as we eat, we poop. Lots and lots of square-shaped poops. Oh my goodness, they poop little cubes. See how you can still see some of the leaves or the veins in the leaf here? Like we saw with the one that I was holding. Square-shaped poops, that's so funny. We also eat some things you might think are strange. Can you guess what they are? Stones and concrete. We need to eat them now and then or our bodies won't work properly. That's why we need to live near people and their concrete sidewalks, walls, and buildings. We have many neighbors who frighten us. Today, while I was walking in the flower bed, I saw an ant. Ants are small, but they're scary. Don't worry, we have a special way to defend ourselves. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, ta-da! I roll myself into a ball. My hard shell protects my body and keeps me safe. See? The ant gives up and goes away. Unfortunately, it doesn't help with frogs, lizards, or birds. They can still eat us even when we're rolled up. We just try to stay away from them. And coming out at night is a good way to do that because some of them won't be out at night. Some neighbors are friendly though, like these wood lice. They look very much like us. but they can't roll up, poor things. So the wood lice are another name for the sow bug. We shed our shells many times as we gradually grow bigger. It's like taking off a shirt that's all of a sudden too small. The way we shed our shell is very interesting. First, we shed the rear half. Then, the next day, we shed the front half, and we never forget to eat the old shell. Yum, very nutritious. Well, occasionally I forget to eat it because I sometimes find them. When we're grown up, we find mates and lay eggs. Mother pillbug lays eggs in a thick film which they carry very carefully under their tummies. So you can see, here's the two white spots are the gills, but here's the tummy part, and it's kind of a little bit slimy, and all the little eggs are in there. The new babies are sort of white, but even though they're as small as a sesame seed, they look exactly like their mother. So they look like little seeds, and actually the little eggs will hatch here. She'll still carry them when they're already hatched, and when the time is just right, then she'll release them. And they do, they look like little white sesame seeds, but they move. By the way, you don't think we're insects, do you? Of course you don't. Look at our legs. Insects have 6 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they have 2 antennas. The pillbugs, we have a lot more than 6. No, we're not insects. We're related to crabs and shrimp. I'm not sure, but maybe that's the reason we can swim a little bit if we accidentally fall into some water. And you'll notice that the crabs and shrimp also have antennas, just like our pillbug, and just like insects. But instead of having the 6 legs, 3 on each side, this guy's got 7 on each side, 14, and the crab will have 5 on each side, 10. So the crustaceans have more legs than insects. We don't like the cold, so toward the end of fall, we all dig down into the ground and sleep until spring arrives. So these ones have to go dormant when it's very cold. But here in California, they don't really have to because it never gets frozen. Now you know some things about pillbugs, and if you want to know more, just look for us. You can find us in your garden at home, if you have one, or in a park. And I'm sure some of us live near your school. If you see us, you can touch us, but gently, please. Pillbugs cannot bite or sting. They're completely harmless to people. You want an even closer look? Put some in some soil in a plastic container and add some leaves on top. Make sure those are the dead leaves. Don't forget a bit of concrete or a stone. Then find a pillbug to come and visit. He'll need you to mist him with water once in a while. You wouldn't want him to dry up. It's easy to have a pillbug as your guest. One more thing though, at the end of fall, please bring your pillbug back to the place where you found him. He'll want to be with his family during the cold winter. Hope to see you soon. So if you want to collect some pillbugs and you want to keep them at home, you can do that just like I did. And in a container with edges, pillbugs, they don't have good enough grip strength to go up the edges. But even just in one night, the leaves that were damp when I put them in there yesterday, they were already dry. So you have to remember you're going to need to mist them, and that's why I brought the mister. As long as you don't hurt the animal, you can try a lot of different things with pillbugs. I would imagine if I'd put one in the container, one side being dry and the paper on the other side being wet, what side do you think they might go to? I think they might go to the wet side because they want to stay moist, but I'm not sure. Maybe you can try that at home. So let's take a little walk over to the nursery. And we'll look and see if we can find some pill bugs and maybe some pill bug babies. Hey, we walked over to the nursery area where we grow the plants, and Miss Susan can spin a little bit, and you can see that we're over here. We're just off to the side of it. And the area off to this side hopefully will fill up with water. That's one of the last little bits of water to fill up in the marsh when we get enough rain. But we're over here to look for baby pill bugs, and I found some. Now, there's a huge ant nest, so you're going to see ants everywhere when I lift up this black tarp. But what I want you to look for are the tiny little white things that look like itty bitty white pill bugs. All right, we're going to lift it really good. Now, let me see if I can find them for you. I saw them a second ago, but a lot of them ducked under the over here. If you look carefully, do you see that little white guy right there at the end of my fingertip? He's a, oops, there's ants on me. He's a baby pill bug, and there's some more around here. Do you see him? See if I can get them to move with my stick. Okay, guys, you guys are alive. You aren't just seeds. Let's see him moving. They are alive. Those are baby pill bugs, and they're like little white little seeds, and there was a little millipede running by. And there are a lot of ants in here, aren't there? Now, I don't see any grown-up pill bugs right here, but we do see the babies. Maybe if I pull it back a little bit further, it's just difficult to deal with all those ants. But for some reason, the babies don't seem to be too unhappy that the ants are around them. They seem to be okay with it. All right, let's check another location, see if we can find some adult pill bugs. If I'm looking for the adult pill bugs, they want to be where there's plenty of leaf litter, and maybe under one of these flower pots would be a place to look. Let's have a look. I see some rooting plants, some new growth, but I don't see any pill bugs there. Let me see about this one. Any pill bugs? No, but I sure see some evidence of them. Look at this leaf. Do you see that vein? Look at that one. They've been here. They've been eating. Well, thank you for joining us for Friday Fun. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. We didn't really find any adult pill bugs here, and maybe there was just too many ants. But it was surprising how the little baby ones were okay with the ants. So many things to understand. Everybody's got a different deal. But hopefully you can find some near your house. I suggest that you look by the wall or near the sidewalk under some dead leaves or maybe under a flower pot. Have fun. Talk to you soon. See you next Friday. Bye.